advice would you give women who are interested in a career in law enforcement, and particularly here at ICE?
I would tell them, not to quote Nike, but just do it. There really isn't any reason to not pursue it. There are no job announcements that say male only. So I know sometimes women feel that this is a male-dominated career, and it kind of is in a way, but if we want to see change, then we have to be that change. So it's a very rewarding career. You don't have to be masculine to be in this career, which a lot of people think. Sometimes they look at women police or women in law enforcement and kind of think, oh, they're very masculine, but you can do it. Whatever you choose to do, I just say, do it to the best of your ability and be the best you that you can be.
Obviously, I'm not occupying a law enforcement officer position, but I would be very encouraging of women to join ICE, whether it be in a law enforcement officer capacity or in a more supporting role like myself. ICE is filled with opportunities. I am so amazed at sort of the experiences I've gained since I've joined ICE. I've been here 3 years, and even as a practicing attorney, I was able to go to the Hill, I was able to go to judges' chambers for meetings. There are so many opportunities here that are not available in other federal agencies even. And also, as Natalie mentioned before, the leadership that we have at ICE, they are so encouraging of talented individuals. They appreciate hard work and they reward that accordingly, regardless of gender. And so if there's ever any doubt in someone's mind before they put in the application, I would encourage them to step away from that and pursue a career with ICE.
So I think going back to what I believe women bring to, particularly in the role of enforcement and removal operations, is, at any given time, our commodity is people. That's all we deal with. And so, yes, we are on the arresting end of things, but we are also the custodians of some, 34,000 plus people in our custody who are, through the different phases of a very trying time in their own lives. And what I have found is, you don't want to become jaded because whether they're a bad guy or a person in a bad situation, they're humans as well. And I have found through my experience, I did a lot of years in working in our detention facilities, and you'll have 15, in my case, 1,500 people in custody at any given time, well over 65 nationalities represented. These are not just widgets or capsules, they're people. Mm-hmm. And part of our job description as deportation officers is you have to really get in and talk with these individuals. You're trying to secure travel documents, you're trying to determine alienage, trying to find out things about their families. And women in our ranks do very well in that aspect of the job, particularly if they're multilingual. But you do have a sense of job satisfaction when you're piecing the puzzle together and getting a bad guy back to the country where they belong, or at times when you're learning that their family is elsewhere in the country, and you make that connection for them. So there are. It's a multifaceted type of job satisfaction as a deportation officer, and what I think is one of the coolest things is we are the only ones that have this particular charge. I mean, in our ranks as deportation officers, it's a very specialized field, and I think one that should draw women as communicators into the job that it requires a lot of talking and getting into people's heads and in their hearts, trying to figure out the next piece. So that's how we try to pitch it. That's how we try to encourage both our men and women in the ranks, but in particular, women do bring that skill set, I believe, to the table, especially.